right, the top 9 list. I know it's a funny number of 9, not a top 10 or a top 5 or a top 3. Right, this could vary. If you want to have a top 10, maybe you want to expand it a little bit or shrink it, that's fine. But this kind of works, at least for my brain. So I've suggested it to other players and it seems to work for them as well. And it kind of just breaks it down into 3s. With the top 9, there should be a ceiling and there should be a floor. Right, this isn't necessarily based on athletic ability. It could be partially the financial side of it. Maybe that number 1 and number 2 are going to be a tough stretch financially, but if you're able to make it work, maybe by getting some grants and some financial aid, that would be the school you want to go to. It could be academic, right? Maybe you want to go to an Ivy League school, and that's in your top 3, and you're throwing 97 miles an hour, so you know for sure you can play there, right? But that's in the top 3 because that's a real one, and that's a demand that you're going to have to get out of yourself to make sure you get there academically. All right, but the top 3 should be the schools that if things really, really work out, you work out, all right? Meaning that you're doing your stuff in the classroom, you're taking care of your body, staying healthy, and also performing on the field, and everything comes together, and you probably have a little bit of luck that's one of those schools that you could end up at. All right, your number 1 should obviously be your highest priority as far as trying to get to their camps, maybe putting in the recruiting questionnaires online, following them, and trying to get in front of them as much as possible. Your mid 3 should be the schools that both academically and from the baseball standpoint, if you continue doing what you're doing, maybe you don't pop, meaning you don't, all of a sudden you're throwing 87 when you were throwing 82, and genetics just kick in, all right? And I don't want to say stay on the same plane as you are right now, but maybe you just get a little bit better in the classroom, maybe just get a little bit better on the field. That's probably where you feel that you would end up. And then your lower 3, this shouldn't be the bottom of the barrel. It shouldn't be thought of as the bottom of the barrel. This would be kind of your safety net. You know for sure you'll qualify academically. You know for sure from the financial side that you'd be able to probably go here. All right, and then from the baseball standpoint, you know that even if you, God forbid, hurt your shoulder or hurt your knee, right, that would still be a spot on that school where they would say, okay, we're still willing to take a risk on this guy and let this guy come in here. Because let's be honest, if you are very interested in powerhouse Division I and God forbid you tear a labrum or a UCL, a lot of those schools are going to move on to the next kid that does the same thing without a torn UCL or labrum. Right? It is a business at that level, and you have to understand that. So your bottom 3 or your lower 3 will be schools that you feel that as long as you're keeping your mind right and doing what you need to do, that even if there's a little bit of a hiccup along the way, you would still be able to fit in there. Now with the top 9, you want to make sure that it's ever evolving. So what I mean by that is if you go on vacation to Nebraska, right, and you've never been to Nebraska, and the hotel you're staying at is near a local school, and you walk over there and you love it. You find out that it's a Division II school, and the team has been to the College World Series 2 out of the last 5 years. You had no idea, and it seems like it could be a good fit. Maybe you come home and plug that in number 4, number 5, and one of the lower schools bounces out. Or maybe you were in love with LSU, and you go to their camp as a freshman, and you realize that the kids on the field are maybe athletically beyond what you think you're going to be able to do. Right? And you don't get a lot of attention from the coaches, and you feel like that may be a little bit out of your depth. Maybe you take them off and everything bumps up. And as you get closer to your junior year, senior year, there's going to be a lot of turnover when you start to understand where you're going to be fitting in. And the idea is that that list is ever evolving.